Ever walk into like a seriously spotless building and wonder, who are these magical cleaning ninjas? It's
Hmm.
easy to take that for granted. But today, we're using RoleCatcher to do a deep dive on, believe it or not, building cleaners.
And it's wild how much more there is to it than you'd think. We're going to look at what they actually do, the pros and cons, even how to get hired.
Yeah, because I'm looking at these RoleCatcher guides, and spoiler alert, it's not just about like knowing which chemicals to use.
Not even close. I mean, think about the responsibility here. Offices, hospitals, schools. These folks are making sure these places actually function.
Okay, so you've got my attention, right?
Right.
Because, yeah, I think of cleaning, I think brooms and mops, but the guide mentions things like checking security systems.
Exactly. Or reporting maintenance stuff like, hey, the AC in room 202 is making a weird noise. Things most people wouldn't even connect to this job.
It's almost like they're the eyes and ears of a building, making sure everything's running smoothly. So it's not just about cleaning. It's about like maintaining a whole environment.
And think about the impact that has. You're directly contributing to everyone's safety, their health, their comfort. It's a bigger deal than most people realize.
Okay, so we're getting into like the unsung hero aspect here, which I love. But let's get real for a sec. Every job has its good and bad, right? So what does RoleCatcher say are the pokes and the, let's be honest, the downsides?
Right, got to keep it real. Well, on the plus side, job security is huge in this field. I mean, no matter what crazy tech comes out, buildings are going to need to be cleaned.
That makes total sense. Robots aren't taking over that anytime soon.
Nope. And that stability is a big draw for a lot of people. Plus, the guide mentions flexibility, different shifts, part-time options, even potential to set your own hours depending on the gig.
That's golden for so many people, especially these days.
Yeah.
But what about the not so glamorous stuff? What does the guide flag as something to, consider carefully?
Well, let's be real. It can be physically demanding. You're on your feet a lot, sometimes dealing with heavy equipment.
Hmm.
And those industrial cleaning products are no joke.
Yeah, you're probably burning more calories than someone stuck at a desk all day.
Definitely. Plus, and the guide mentions this too, some of the tasks can get repetitive. And if you're someone who thrives on, like, constant social interaction, you're often working behind the scenes here. So that's something to think about.
So it's about weighing those trade-offs, right? The stability, the flexibility versus the physical demands, the potential for like monotony.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where I got really interested, the career progression stuff. Because I had no idea. This isn't just a dead-end job, is it?
Nope. Not a dead end at all, which I think surprises people. The guide lays out, like, actual career stages, which is kind of cool.
Okay, so walk me through it, because if I'm starting out, what am I looking at?
So you'd usually begin as, like, an entry-level building cleaner, right? That's where you're learning the ropes, the basic cleaning, sanitizing, all that.
Makes sense, got to start somewhere.
Right. But then you can move into more specialized stuff, like the guide mentions becoming a floor care technician, or maybe you get really good with a specific type of cleaning equipment.
So you're building skills, maybe even getting additional certifications on top of the job.
Exactly. And with experience, that can lead to supervisory roles. You're overseeing other cleaners, managing schedules, even dealing with budgets. The guide even had examples of people who started as cleaners and ended up managing like entire cleaning operations for huge companies.
Whoa, see, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of trajectory isn't what people automatically think of, which is pretty cool.
Right. It shows there's room to grow, which is a big deal. But, okay, let's say someone's listening and they're like, all right, this is interesting. How do they go from like reading these guides to actually getting a job? Because RoleCatcher has some pretty wild tools for that part too, right?
Oh, yeah, that's where it goes from like, okay, this sounds good to, wait, I can actually use this.
Right. Totally. They get that just having a resume isn't enough these days because, hello, automation.
The robots are coming for our jobs.
Yeah.
Or at least the application process.
For real. So RoleCatcher uses AI to help you beat the bots, basically. Like, they have this insane database of, get this, over 120,000 interview questions.
120,000? Are they serious?
Dead serious. It's tailored to different jobs, industries, but the idea is you practice with these, you get used to the format, even the weird curveball questions.
Well, you're not caught off guard when you're actually in the interview hot seat.
Exactly. It's like having a cheat sheet for your nerves, almost. But then there's the AI-powered CV analysis thing, which blew my mind.
Oh, yeah, tell me about that, because I read about that and I was like, is this for real?
It's wild. So many companies now use use those applicant tracking systems, the ATS things.
Those are like the robot gatekeepers, right?
Yeah.
Deciding if a human even sees your application.
Yep. And if your resume isn't formatted right or using the exact keywords they're looking for, you're toast. So RoleCatcher's AI analyzes your resume for you.
So it's like having a robot on your side to fight the other robots.
Basically. It helps you speak their language, making sure your best qualities shine through, even to an algorithm.
That is so smart. Okay, but zooming back in on like the building cleaner stuff specifically, what stood out to you about RoleCatcher's advice for that?
It's super practical, not just generic career stuff. Like they have a whole section on handling tough cleaning tasks. So it's like, okay, the stain just won't come out. What now?
Or, help, I accidentally unleashed the cleaning product Kraken.
But also stuff on interpersonal situations, which I thought was key. Like, what if a client's unhappy with the cleaning or conflict resolution within a cleaning team?
Because knowing how to, like, work a floor buffer is one thing. Knowing how to deal with people is a whole other skill set.
Huge. And RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from that, which I appreciated. So we've covered a lot. The job itself being way more than people think, the growth potential, even these crazy helpful tools to actually land a position. It feels like there's a lot of potential here, wouldn't you say?
I'm actually kind of surprised, like in a good way. It's not a career path I'd have thought about deeply before.
Yeah.
But with RoleCatcher laying it all out, it's like, there's more to this than I realized. And isn't that kind of the point of these guides? To help you make a more informed choice, whatever that choice may be.
100%. And the fact that they have these resources to then, like, take action, that's what makes it powerful. It's not just information, it's empowerment,
It's like, yeah, we think we know what a job is about. Then you dig a little deeper and you're like, whoa, okay, there's a whole other level here.
Right. And the cool thing is, even stuff like those applicant tracking systems, that's not just for cleaning jobs, that's everywhere now.
It's like, welcome to the future of job hunting, everyone. Got to speak robot to get hired these days.
Kinda, yeah. But seriously, knowing that AI is involved, that's useful no matter what you're applying for.
It's like a secret superpower to have in your back pocket, even if your dream job isn't like building those robots.
Exactly. The more you understand the game, the better you can play it.
So true. So for someone listening who's maybe feeling lost career-wise, what's the one thing you hope they take away from all this?
I'd say be open to being surprised. Like, don't write something off without actually looking into it.
Because what you think you know about a job might be totally different once you see the whole picture.
And honestly, that's exciting. It means there's more opportunities out there than we even realize if we're willing to look for them.
Love that. Be curious, be open, do your research. You never know what you might find. And hey, that's got to be a good note to wrap up on. So for everyone listening, keep those minds open, keep exploring those unexpected paths, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.